Yes. We did it! Yes, Algeria.
In football, there are matches that prove possession is not everything, and that passing numbers don't always decide who wins. That is exactly what happened in the round of 32 clash between Algeria and Switzerland at the 2026 World Cup. Algeria entered the match with big dreams and fans hoping to relive the success of 2014, but they ultimately came up against a very well organized Swiss side that knew how to play to its strengths and make the most of its limited chances. In the end, Switzerland won 2-0 and secured a deserved place in the round of 16. Before kickoff, the atmosphere in the Algerian camp was completely different. The team had reached the knockout stage after a tough and dramatic group campaign, and fans started believing that this generation could write a new chapter in history. Riyad Mahrez led the team with his vast experience, supported by a group of young players who had shown promising performances during the tournament. On the other side, Switzerland entered the match full of confidence after topping their group and displaying highly disciplined, organized football. From the opening minutes, it was clear that Switzerland had a well defined plan: high pressing after losing the ball, excellent defensive organization, and quick transitions from defense to attack. Algeria, meanwhile, tried to play their usual style, relying on possession and short passing to control the tempo of the match. But the shock came early. In the 10th minute, Johan Manzambi made a brilliant run down the left flank, creating space before delivering an excellent ball into the penalty area. There, Briel Embolo was perfectly positioned. The Swiss striker controlled it and finished first time into the net, 1-0 to Switzerland. An early goal that completely changed the shape of the match. Algeria had planned to start calmly and build their attacks gradually, but conceding after just 10 minutes forced them to rethink everything. Despite the early setback, Algeria did not give up. In fact, they began to increase their possession as time went on. Riyad Mahrez often dropped deeper into midfield to help build play, while Houssamawa tried to link the lines. With every passing minute, Algeria looked more in control of the ball, but possession alone was not enough against such a disciplined Swiss side. As time went on, the statistics began to tilt in Algeria's favor. Possession increased and passing numbers grew, but clear chances were rare, mainly due to Switzerland's strong defensive organization. In truth, if there was one player who embodied Algeria's struggles in this match, it was Riyad Mahrez. The Algerian captain knew that knockout games do not offer many chances to recover. He tried on several occasions to make the difference with his usual creativity, but every time he found multiple Swiss defenders waiting for him. This was part of Switzerland's clear plan. Stopping Mahrez meant stopping a major part of Algeria's attacking threat. Switzerland, meanwhile, were completely comfortable with how the match was unfolding. Granit Xhaka was controlling the tempo with great experience. Remo Freuler was covering huge spaces in midfield, while Manuel Akanji led the defensive line with calmness and confidence. The first half ended with Switzerland leading 1-0. Even though it was only a one-goal advantage, the overall feeling was that the Swiss team were fully in control of the match and getting exactly what they wanted from it. At the start of the second half, the second blow arrived immediately. It was the worst possible scenario for any team that was already behind. Algeria had come out hoping to score an equalizer and get back into the match, but they were shocked by another goal instead. Dan Ndoye took advantage of a defensive mistake, moved intelligently inside the penalty area, and calmly finished into the net. 2-0 to Switzerland. At that point, the task became almost impossible. The second goal was not just an addition to the scoreline, it was the true turning point of the match. Algeria were now forced to score twice against a highly organized defensive side, which was an extremely difficult challenge. Despite the scoreline, Algeria did not give up. The team kept pushing forward. The coach introduced more attacking options. Mahrez continued searching for a moment of magic that could bring hope back. But Switzerland's defense was in top form. Almost every cross was cleared by a Swiss defender. Every attempted breakthrough was met with perfect coverage and positioning. Perhaps the most frustrating moment for Algerian fans was watching their team dominate possession for long spells without turning it into clear chances. With 55% possession and 513 passes, it looked like Algeria were in control. But football can be harsh. True control is not measured by passes alone, but by what you do when you reach the final third. Looking at the final statistics gives a clearer picture. Algeria finished with 55% possession compared to 45% for Switzerland, completing 513 passes against 398, with an 88% passing accuracy compared to 85% for the Swiss side. However, Switzerland were far more effective. 11 shots compared to 8 for Algeria, 5 shots on target compared to just 2 for the Desert Foxes, 4 corners compared to 2, and these numbers clearly show the real difference between the two teams. Switzerland delivered a complete lesson in football pragmatism. The team did not need high possession or dozens of chances. All they needed was organization, discipline, and the ability to strike at the right moments. When the first opportunity came, Embolo scored. When the chance to extend the lead arrived, Ndoye finished it. And that is where the real difference between the two teams became clear. In truth, one of the standout performers of the match was Yohan Manzambi. The young player did not only provide the assist for the opening goal, but he was also a constant source of trouble for the Algerian defense throughout the match. His quick movements repeatedly disrupted the backline of the Desert Foxes. Real Embolo once again proved his value inside the penalty area. A striker who doesn't need many chances, just one was enough to give his team an early advantage, which Switzerland then built upon for the rest of the match. Perhaps the most emotional moment of the entire game was not about the goals or the result itself. Many Algerian fans viewed this match as the final chapter in Riyad Mahrez's journey with the national team. The player who wore the Algerian shirt for many years created unforgettable moments and led Algeria to the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations title, now found himself exiting the World Cup at the knockout stage. As the final whistle approached, cameras focused on him more than on any other player, as if everyone understood that a major chapter in Algerian football history was coming to an end. Although there was no official announcement at that moment, many considered this tournament to be the last major appearance of Mahrez's international career. As a result, the closing scenes carried a very different emotional weight. It was not just a defeat, it was a moment of reflection on the career of a player who gave so much to his national team and became one of the modern icons of Algerian football. Switzerland, meanwhile, left the match with great confidence. The victory was not just about reaching the round of 16, it was also a historic achievement for Swiss football and a clear message to all opponents that this team is not only disciplined and organized, but also capable of producing a new generation of match winners. In the end, people will remember that Switzerland won 2-0 and advanced, but Algerian fans will remember something else as well. A painful farewell to a big dream. They will remember Riyad Mahrez trying one last time to lead his country on the world stage. They will remember a team that had more possession, more passes, but not enough efficiency. Switzerland, on the other hand, will remember another night that confirmed they are one of the tournament's surprises. A team that knows how to suffer when needed, defend when required, and take their chances when the moment arrives. Now they move on to a new challenge in the round of 16, while Algeria begins the search for a new generation to continue what Mahrez's era started and write a new chapter in the history of Algerian football.